What do you get when you cross a pedophile of a father, crap Japanese stories, a giant sword meant to make up for the shortcomings of males, and a bunch of characters who look like rejects from a Final Fantasy game? Bleach. Bleach is another terrible Japanese cartoon, or anime, to be shown in the United States or made available by the series of tubes known as the Internet. Naturally, being so god-awful, Bleach is the #1 anime and has won a number of awards. It has a large following of kiddie American youngsters who think Japanese culture is the bomb, although the Japanese would never allow such trash into their country. It is important to note that being a Japan fan or Japanophile transcends race. You have white kids who want to be Japanese, black kids who want to be Japanese, and Hispanic kids who want to be Japanese. If you like Bleach, even a little, you're as fucking dumb as they are. Predictably, the show quickly devolves into ridiculous and boring Dragon Ball Z-style character development, most notably in the development of its main character, Ichigo. He undergoes the same trials and ordeals Goku did, but in a much more boring way. First, he needs to learn Kaioken, then becomes a Super Saiyan, then Super Saiyan level 2, and so on. It's fucking pathetic, but the little kids got little luck just like good little Japanophiles. Along the way, the main character encounters more Final Fantasy rejects. The main character himself is a blatant rip-off of a character from a Final Fantasy game, a character named Cloud Strife. He even encounters a character who is a ripped-off version of the Final Fantasy character's opponent, Sephiroth. It doesn't get any more transparent than this. That's how vacuous and uninspired the series really is. Can you imagine how pathetic its fans are? Like Dragon Ball Z, the show is originally a comic book. Oh, I'm sorry, I meant to say manga. All the fanboys will be mad if I don't call Japanese comic books by their Japanese word, and will rush in to correct me. They do this to impress other fanboys of their knowledge of all things Japanese, and you are supposed to say, oh my fucking god, you know so much about Japanese stuff. Let me suck your balls. The manga itself makes the author a lot of money. The cartoon also makes the author a lot of money, but since they can't make both at the same time, they add the same garbage filler material to the cartoon that Dragon Ball Z had, to let the author publish more material. Think of how much money he is getting just ripping off Final Fantasy and drawing really big swords. The females of the series are an insult to the collective intelligence of the West. Their only purpose is to stand in place, look pretty, and squeal with delight once in a while. They have zero redeeming features. The story proceeds at a snail's pace, and like most Japanese cartoons, it has to be built up as slowly as possible, in order to fool people into thinking any plot development is better than it really is. Another cheap trick the show uses to draw Japan fanboys in, is through the use of unknowns. Certain character histories and development is touched upon very briefly, so as to make the world of Bleach seem more expansive than it really is. In reality, the storyline is plain and one-dimensional, just like the parts of the characters the author didn't rip off from slightly better Japanese stuff. Like Final Fantasy. Bleach gets 1 out of 4 stars. It's crap, just like its Japanophile viewers.